We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype online. Each one of you is welcomed to this live streaming on the first day of the holy month of Ramzan. Going within, the meaning of the word budh. The word budh has been used in Heart Sutra many times. It is not used in the ordinary sense. It means if you go into anything and you see it, and seeing means without prejudice. It means you do not condemn fear as bad, or greed as bad, or lust as bad from the very beginning. Who knows? It is not really bad. Who knows what it is? The explorer has to remain open to all the possibilities. He cannot afford a closed mind. Closed mind and exploration do not go together. He will have to go into it. If it brings suffering and pain, he will still go into it, trembling, hesitant, but he will go into it. He will understand that this is my territory. I have to know what it is. Maybe it is carrying a deeper message for me or treasure. Maybe fear is only to protect the treasure that are hidden. That is my experience, my understanding. If you go deep into your fear, you will find hidden within traces of love. That is why it happens when you are in love. Fear disappears. Fear disappears. And when you are afraid, you cannot love. What does it mean? There is a simple arithmetics. Fear and love do not exist together. That means the two are the same energy, two sides of the same coin. You have known only two sides of the coin, head and tail. But there is another side of which you are not aware, and that side is its rim that represents the transcendence. The head, tail, and the rim. Rim is the transcendence. That means it must be the same energy that has become fear. Then there is nothing left to become love. And if it is transformed and becomes love, then nothing remains to be fear. Go into fear. Hidden behind fear is the reservoir of love. Hidden behind anger is unfathomable reservoir of compassion, karuna. Hidden behind sex or calm is samadhi. When you go into the negative things, you will ultimately reach the positive. And knowing negative and positive both, the third, the ultimate, the transcendence happens naturally and spontaneously. And that is the meaning of understanding. Buddha, the intelligence. In Heart Sutra, there are 5 different meanings given to the word Buddha. Understanding is one of the important meanings. You cannot enter into anything without understanding. Understanding is the most important thing in life. As you traverse through the life's roads. And the 4th meaning is to be intelligent or to enlightened. The 4th meaning is to be enlightened or to enlighten. It works both as noun, which is enlightenment, and verb as to enlighten. Buddha is light. He has explored deep within and become the light. It's not that he has become light. There is a falsity of the language. I have to use, the awakened one has to use the language that you understand. But to the language that you understand, he has to infuse the meaning that he has explored deep within the recesses of his being. And that's where the problem comes in. Buddha has not, language-wise, I have to say Buddha has become light, but the light was always there. Only thing is this, the dark clouds have been removed. And as that which was blocking the manifestation of light, as soon as that obstruction is removed, light begins to shine in all its splendor. He shows, and since he has explored the source of light is explored within, he has become light. Now he shows, he shares the same light to others. The candle is lit. In order to light an unlit candle, you have to bring the unlit candle close to the lit one. How close you have to bring it to the lit candle? Neither the lit candle can determine, nor the unlit candle can determine. You bring closer, a little closer, a little closer, still the candle is not lit. Then you cannot overlap. You bring it closer and closer. A moment comes when something from the lit candle jumps over to the unlit candle and lights it. That is what happens between the master and the disciple. When there is no barrier between the master and disciple, there is no distance, the psychological distance between the master and the disciple. Master is the lit candle, who is the embodiment of light. the disciple is seeking to get his candle lit, he comes in close proximity that only the unlit candle will determine. The innerness of the unlit candle, how close it has to be, how close it has to come to the lit candle. Then all of a sudden something jumps from the lit and lights the unlit candle. He shows this light, makes this light available to others. His darkness has disappeared. His inner flame is burning bright, smokeless is his flame. The meaning is opposite to the darkness and corresponding to blindness and ignorance. This is the fourth meaning of the word budh in Heart Sutra. To become enlightened, first you have to become enlightened, and then you enlighten the other unlit candles, only those that are on the borderline. There may be, what does it mean on the borderline? The candles that has come out of their stark immodesty from the cupboards. The candles that are in the cupboard is still packed in the boxes. They are not on the borderline. Many disciples are like that. The intense desire has not arisen deep within. They are just lukewarm. You can light the stove very low and leave it. The water will remain lukewarm, but it will not boil. And unless it boils, the vapors will not come out of it. In a lukewarm water, the vapors never comes out. Only when water, the temperature reaches the boiling point, then the water drops, assume the form of vapors. This is how the disciple, out of his understanding and love for the master, love for his inner growth, that will make him to reach to that temperature at which his physical beings evaporates, and he transcends to reach to the next realm, which is from fluid. As the process of intense journey begins, that which was ice starts melting, it becomes water, and it starts flowing towards its destination. And then when heat is intense, the melted ice begins to heat, reaches to the point when it changes its form from fluid to vapors. Such a person is on the borderline. The candle has come out of the cupboard. It has left the outer shell, the box in which it has been secured. Outside the box it is not secured. Such is the situation of the disciple, very vulnerable, ready to plunge into the ocean of the being. And then that candle is on the borderline. The moment the one who is lighting the candles, his hands are empty, he carries the unlit candle to the lit one. This is the fourth meaning, to become enlightened, and then only one who has become enlightened, who has become light unto himself, can light other unlit candles. Now the next meaning of the word budh. Ordinarily you are a continent of darkness, a dark continent. The word dark is not bad as we understand it. 97% of the existence is composed of the dark energy. Man is a little strange. He wants to go to the Himalayan mountain or other mountain peaks. He wants to explore those. He wants to explore the depth of the ocean. He wants to reach to the other planets, Mars, Moon, etc. However, there is one thing that he has never tried: exploring his inner mountain, the inner being, the inner ocean, the inner planet that remains forever unknown to him. Man has landed on the moon. It is just an escape. To go to the mountain peak or to the depth of the ocean is also an escape. Maybe he wanted to go inside, but there is so much darkness and he is afraid. He feels afraid. So he substitutes this with other explorations to feel good. And the greatest, the highest mountain is within you. The greatest ocean is within you and it remains unexplored, unclimbed. You start going, diving deep into the Pacific Ocean, but the greatest ocean is within you, the uncharted, the unmapped, and you start going to the moon. What foolishness is this? You are wasting your energy in going to the moon. The real moon is within you. Because the real light is within you. It is the light of awareness. Intelligent person will go inward first before going anywhere else. He will explore the inner treasures before exploring the outer ones. Exploring the innerness should be the first preference. Only when you have known yourself, you can go anywhere else. In one of the hadith it is said, Man arfa nafsahu arfa rabbahu. One who has known oneself is capable of knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But everybody is trying to know the existence in God without exploring the inner treasures. Only when you have known yourself, you can explore the other realms. Then, wherever you go, you will carry the light, the beacon light that you are. You are carrying the blissful around you, a peace, a silence, a celebration. This intelligence is the spark, helped, cooperated with. When you help and cooperate with intelligence, becomes fire, the light, the warmth. It can become light. It can become life. It can become love. The three, the life, the love, the light. All these three, life, love, and light, are included and encompassed in the word enlightenment. An enlightened person have no dark corners in his being. All is like the morning. The sun is on the horizon. The darkness of the night and dismalness of the night has vanished. The shadows of night have disappeared. The earth is once again awake. The birds are chirping. The flowers are blossoming to infinite beauty and fragrance. To be a Buddha is to attain to a morning, the inner dawn, the dawn within you. What is the function of intelligence? The ultimate function. Now, the fifth meaning of the word. Budh means to fathom. The depth is there in you. It is bottomless depth. It has to be fathomed. Or it has to be the next meaning of this word can be to penetrate, to drop all that obstructs and penetrate to the very core of your being. And what is the core of your being? Is your heart. That is why the sutra is called the Heart Sutra, Prijna Paramit, Hridayam Sutra, to penetrate those who have joined at the later stage of this series of talks on diamonds on Heart Sutra can go to YouTube channel, Taoshobuddha's YouTube channel, and listen to various previous streamings under the series Going Within. Going within, each time when this live streaming took place on Heart Sutra, it is under this series Going Within with subtitles to explain what is being explained that time. The fifth meaning of the word Budh is to penetrate, to drop all obstructions, to penetrate to the very core of your being. And what is the core of your being is your heart center. That is why the sutra is known as Heart Sutra, Prajna Paramit, Hridayam Sutra. People try to penetrate many things in life. Your urge, your great desire for sex is nothing but a kind of penetration, but that is penetration into the other. The same penetration has to happen in your own being. Penetrate yourself, to penetrate deep within. If you penetrate somebody else, it gives you a momentary glimpse. But if you penetrate deep within yourself, if you can attain to the universal or cosmic orgasm that remains and remains and remains forever. Once you have experienced that, you will not go for petty other things. A man meets the outer woman. The woman meets the outer man. This is superficial mating, yet meaningful. It brings a moment of joy. When the inner woman meets the inner man, the anima and animus meet one another. The Shiva and Shakti meet one another. The beauty is totally different, and you are carrying deep within the traces of man and woman both. Outwardly, physically, you may be male or female, but deep within, you are the confluence of male and female. Half of your energy comes from ovum, and the other half comes from the sperm, the male element and the female element. That is why in Hinduism they show an image of Shiva, half man and half woman. There is a sculpture of Buddha in Japan that shows him half man, half woman. Whether you are outwardly a man or a woman, it does not matter. Everyone is bisexual. The fifth meaning of the word budh is penetration. When your inner man penetrates the inner meaning, inner woman, there is a meeting. There is a union. You become whole. You become one. And then all the desires for the outer disappears. In that state of desirelessness, there is freedom, there is nirvana. The path of Buddha is the path of budh. Remember, Buddha is not the name of Gautam the Buddha. The path of Buddha is budh, the intelligence, the five meanings, the intelligence, the penetration. Remember, Buddha is not the name of Gautam. It is a state that he has attained. His name was Gautam Siddhartha. Then one day he becomes a Buddha. One day his intelligence blossomed bodhi. That is why this word Buddha comes from the word budh. Bodhi, the awakening, the intelligence. One day, while sitting under the bodhi tree, or as all, that was a beautiful story. Buddha was crossing over to reach to the other side. There was a river Niranjana. The river is a stony river. Buddha was so weak and frail, going through the normal austerities of fasting, financing his body. He could not cross over to the river. He fell. He held on to the tree that was leaning from the other side of the other bank of the river, and he starts watching the stars disappear one by one until the dawn came. This was the dawn of Buddha as well. Beginning. Somehow he gathered courage and he came out of the river. He sat under the tree. Same time a woman named Sujata, she was doing some ritual, and after that she was supposed to feed someone, and she considered it to be her good fortune that God had listened, and here is a person, God has appeared as this person. He fed him the food, the 49 different dishes. Buddha ate that. That was enough. And he sat under the bodhi tree. As he sat under the tree of intelligence, the reservoir of intelligence, his own intelligence blossomed. Buddha means exactly what Christ means. Jesus' name is not Christ. Christ is the ultimate flowering that happened to Jesus, and that happened at that moment. When he was to be hanged on the cross, he was the Son of Man, Jesus. As the Son of Man, he complains, he laments, Father, why have you forsaken me? All my life I knew that I am the Messiah, whom the humanity had been waiting for, and you have forsaken me. Prayers are not answered. All of a sudden something blossoms from within, and the words surface to the lips, let thy will prevail. He forgot about the physical pain, suffering, and at that moment he was no more Son of Man, he became the Son of God, Christ. The Son of Man has died in him. That is why Christians call it resurrection. Christ is the ultimate flowering that happened to Jesus. So is with Buddha. There had been many Buddhas other than Gautam Siddhartha. Everyone has the capacity within him to be an awakened intelligence, Buddha. But Buddha, that capacity to see exists in you just in a seed form. If it sprouts, becomes a big tree, the bodhi tree, blossoms, starts dancing in the vastness of the open sky, start whispering to the stars up in the sky, you are a Buddha. The path of Buddha is the path of intelligence, the absolute intelligence. It is not an emotional path, no, not at all. Not that emotional people cannot reach there. There are other paths for them. The path of devotion, the path of bhakti, Buddha's path is the path of knowledge, the path of knowing, to say knowledge. Knowledge is noun, knowing is the verb, a continuous process. Awakening is a process. Buddha's path is the path of meditation, but not of love. But meditation and love are two sides of the same coin. You can follow the path of meditation, and when you reach the ultimate, love blossoms. The reservoir of love blossoms. When you continue the path of love and you attain to the ultimate, the reservoir of meditation blossoms. And just like Buddha, there is another root, Gya, at the basis of Jnanam. Jnanam means cognition, knowing, and the word prajna means wisdom. Prajna paramit, the wisdom, prajna paramit, wisdom of the beyond. Which means, and what is the wisdom of beyond? That is perception, that is sensitivity, that is vijnanam, which is nothing else but consciousness. These roots come from the word Gya. Gya means to know. You can find those words repeated many times in Heart Sutra or Prajna Paramita, Hridayam Sutra. Not only in this sutra, but you will find in other sutras of Buddha, the Diamond Sutra and others. You will find few more words repeated very often, and those words are with, to know. From with comes the Hindu word Vedas, the four pillars of Hinduism, of Sanatan Dharma, or man, which means the word man. It has to be written in English as M-A-N, man, but it is man. Man means mind. Manan means the process that goes on in the mind, the minding, the chit, which means consciousness constantly moving. Chaitanya means awakening. It again, once again, means consciousness. These words are almost like paving stones for Buddha. Buddha's way, his path is that of intelligence. One thing more you have to remember, the the sutra, it is true. It points to something that lies far beyond the intellect. That is why it is known as Prajna Paramita, the wisdom of the beyond. But the way to get it is to follow the path of intelligence, and it will take you there. Intellect has to be used in a more creative way, not to be discarded. You have to transcend it, not discard it. And it can be transcended only when you have reached the uppermost rung of the ladder. You have to go on growing into intelligence. You have to allow your intelligence to continue to blossom. Then a moment comes when intelligence has done all that it can do. In that very moment, intelligence disappears. It has soaked you. It has helped you a long way. It has brought you long enough. Intelligence has been the vehicle. It has been the boat, and that has helped you to cross the ocean. It has helped you to reach to the other shore. Then you have to leave the boat. Then you cannot carry the boat on your head to reach to the other shore. This will be foolishness. Buddha's path is the path of going into intelligence, going beyond. Then a moment comes when intelligence has given you all that you needed. A moment comes when intelligence has given you all that it can give. It has helped you to cross the ocean. The cab has taken you to your destination. The vehicle the boat has taken you to your destination. Now you have to leave the boat to explore the other shore. Then finally you drop it too. Its work is finished. The disease is gone. And the moment disease goes, the medicine also goes. And then you are free of the disease and the medicine too. That is the only meaning. It's free. Sometimes it happens that disease is gone and you become so addicted to the medicine that you carry the prescriptions. This is not freedom. A thorn has pricked your foot. It is hurting. To take out the thorn, you need another thorn, so that with the help of the other thorn, you can take out the thorn that has pricked your foot. When you have taken the thorn out of your feet, you throw the two. You don't save the one that has been helpful to you. After the medicine is injected in you, the syringe, the needle are all discarded. Once the work has happened and your being is there is no need to carry this instrument of intelligence. You can say it goodbye. Buddha's path is the path of intelligence, pure intelligence. Although it goes beyond it, only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.